What's up, everyone? Jake Peters here. P.S. This is awesome. Episode 431. I am your host, or one of your hosts. I'm here joined, as always, by Frederick Oakman. You're listening to P.S. This is awesome. Like I said, this is a PlayStation podcast where we talk about PlayStation and all things associated with it. And also, sometimes how to make a patio behind your house, or possibly the concerns with the environmental situation going on right now in America. But generally, we like to talk about PlayStation. And before we get started, like I said, am Jake Peters. My PSN handle is Jakesaw01. Frederick Oakman. His PSN handle is anchorless_81. So if you want to hit us up on PlayStation, or PSN, I suppose I should say, feel free to do that. If you want to send us your thoughts, you can email us at psthisisawesome@gmail.com, or you can comment on our YouTube videos, or you can hit us up on iTunes and all those other places. Although I would argue that if you want us to see it, the best place to do it is either YouTube or Patreon or our email. That said, we do have a Patreon. It is only called the One and Only $1 Club because we have one tier, only one, and it's just $1. $1 a month gets you a shout out on the show, but it also gets you a free die cut vinyl sticker. Pretty fucking rad looking, if you ask me. I saw, Fred, that you had when we did the show I guess it was last weekend.
Yeah.
You had one of the PS This is Awesome stickers on your merch bin, which is pretty cool to get it out there in the public.
They're really nice stickers.
Yeah, they are. They're very nice. And so they're worth more than $1. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But they go, that $1, it goes a long way. We have a few subscribers, and
we should do?
What's up?
We should offer to sell them for $1, but that doesn't include the Patreon support. So
we could do that.
You get a sticker for one,
one sticker for $1.
No. Yep.
As long as we can
$1 in shipping.
As long as we can mail it out, and we're not like losing money on the deal. Why the hell
not?
Say
like $3.
$3, and then but we'll give it to you for free if you can prove that you've stuck it on a stranger's car. Actually, you know what? I don't want to promote vandalism, so don't do that. But if you're a musician and you want to stick it to your fucking guitar while you're ripping solos, I would be totally cool with that. I'd pay for your sticker if I saw you doing that. You want to put it on your kick drum? You could do that, or on your cymbals. You could put I don't know if that does anything to the sound, probably a little bit, but cymbals are expensive. You're gonna buy a $500 ride cymbal and then put a $3 PlayStation sticker on it. Why the fuck not, bro?
Well, a lot of hikers now have those water bottles they carry around.
Oh yeah,
slap it on your thermos or whatever.
People have like those Nalgene bottles and shit that they love slapping stickers on. You could definitely do that. And if you have anything else that you would like the PS This is Awesome logo on, I'm sure we could help you out if you want it on, like, I don't know, I don't know, like a headband.
Condom package or something.
A condom package. The PS This is Awesome condom. It only breaks some of the time.
It's about as reliable as we are.
Yeah, exactly. So, anywho, that's the show introduction as far as that went. Fred, how are you doing today? This is Monday. We're recording it. We talked about recording on Sundays. We're still going to continue to try to do that. But Fred, you were out of town, if I'm not mistaken. And it actually worked out for me because I was super, super busy last week leading into this weekend. But tell me what's up in your world.
Yeah. I took a little vacation for the first time in a long time. The girl I'm dating, we went and got an Airbnb, Watkins Glen. And that's in New York.
Yeah, there's a racetrack there.
Yeah. We were literally like 5 minutes from the track.
Really?
This Airbnb, yeah, this is a really nice Airbnb. It was a nice time. They have a really cool gorge there that you can walk. It's a trail. There's a trailhead, and you take it, and it's actually a visitor center because it's a state park. But man, it's beautiful. It's It's like one of those things that you have to see it to believe it. Like they're like 18 or 19 naturally occurring waterfalls, and they're nothing to sneeze at. Like they're nice, they're big waterfalls, but it's the story goes it was like due to some sort of glacial movement or something back way back in the day. And there was like a creek, and the creek through time has cut through the ground just through erosion naturally. And it's part of the Finger Lake, so it's there. It's where we stayed was real close to Seneca Lake in New York, not far from Ithaca. But man, it was just that trail that we took. Calling it a trail is almost a misnomer. Like it's not really a trail. They call it a trail, but it's so touristy there now. Everywhere that we read, they're like, get up at the butt crack of dawn if you don't want to be surrounded by a million people walking this trail. And I'm like, it's a trail. Like, is it really gonna be that crazy? Yeah, dude, it was that crazy. And we didn't get up early enough, and we thought we were up at like 9:30 walking it, and there was just people everywhere. So the serenity of that trip, as far as that hike went, didn't really exist, but it was really pretty to take it all in. Really nice area, a lot of historic areas. Seneca Lake, dude, up there is 700 feet deep.
Yeah,
That's, I think maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I was trying to compare it to something else that we would know. I can't remember what lake I referenced, but maybe Coney Lake or something. But dude, 700 feet deep. In fact, before World War II, the United States military used Seneca Lake to test submarines. It was that deep, which is crazy. And there's some rumors that there's some nuclear shit testing or some stuff in that lake that will surface once in a while. That like if you get close, like the military shows up and like redirect your boats and stuff. Like I don't know the truth behind that. It's just rumors, you know.
yeah.
A lot of wineries. It was nice. It was a good little trip. Went out Thursday morning, came back Sunday morning, and we're recording this on Monday. So I didn't even post an apology. We didn't do an episode last week, so sorry about that. I was out of town. Jake was busy. It's going to happen. It's summertime. The weather's good. Got to get it while you can. So it was a good trip, though. And short of that, man, everything is okay. Going to go back to work tomorrow. Trying to think what else cool. That racetrack was pretty rad. I guess you can book time there just to drive like your civilian car on the track.
Sure.
Like I guess it's like a thing you can do, and you just ride around on Glen National or whatever. And they have some amateur races and stuff there. I guess you can go see them for like as little as $15, you know. But when we woke up Sunday morning, you could hear the cars just in the distance, just echoing through like, you know, the canyon, wherever we were. It was cool, man. But the Airbnb was nice. We stayed about 10 minutes from Watkins Glen, the city. Anytime we took that 10-minute drive into town, we would pass the racetrack. And I was like, this is just so wild. It made me want to get Gran Turismo back out on the VR headset and rip around on Watkins Glen just for fun.
Do they have Watkins Glen in the game?
Dude, I would imagine. I don't know. It's a pretty big racetrack. I mean, everyone knows about it. Like, I didn't even really remember it, to be honest. And I had told my father I was going on a trip. He goes, "Oh man, is there a race there?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I got on like the YouTube stuff, or not the YouTube, but the Airbnb site. They're like, "Oh, it's so close to the track," and I'm like, "What track?" And I'm like, "Duh, Watkins Glen." That's just the name. It's the name of the track. It's pretty famous. And then it all started clicking. But yeah, it was cool, man. It was a cool experience. Touristy for sure, though, and I feel so bad for the locals that live there because the very first thing we did was I had mentioned. I said we need to go to the local dive bar where the locals go. That's where the prices are going to be the best. That's where the people are going to be cool, and we can ask them all the questions we want, and they'll probably just be chill. And we had this place called Maria's, and they had great food, man. Great food and beer. They had the Impossible Burger there. I couldn't believe it. It was like a dive bar, dude. It wasn't big at all. Smaller than the Penny Bar for sure.
Oh, weird.
And it was just this hole-in-the-wall place in this touristy town. We walked in, and it's a place that only accepts cash. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a cool spot. And the burger was delicious. And they had, like, 4 little mini TVs up, and you could tell it's one of those places that used to be a smoking bar, and then they had to quit or whatever, doing some smoke stuff or whatever. So it's just dingy, but it was the right vibe, you know. And it was like $30 for like 2 meals, a couple drinks, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, we gotta just come here, nowhere else. But you know, it was cool, man. They had a couple really nice Thai restaurants there, believe it or not, and had an evening, got some Thai food, vegetarian, vegan Thai for myself, and it was cool, man. It was just a cool time. They had a Voltar fortune telling machine there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I looked it up. There's only 500 of those in the world that are operating. So I tried to use it, but it wasn't taking the $1 bill that I had, and I was like, "Fuck, man." But it did talk. It was like, "Hey, I am the Voltar." You know, as I standing there and it started talking, I was like, "Dude, this is so awesome. I want it. I want my fortune read." If anyone's familiar with the movie Big, they go see that fortune teller. You put a couple bucks in it, it tells you your fortune. But that was kind of cool. That was like a legit old school. And later in the evening, I scrounged up a couple different $1 bills, and I went back to that machine, and it was like locked. It was like locked up and covered and stuff. It's like, I was hoping it was going to be out. Voltar and I were going to have a moment at like 11:30 at night by Seneca Lake. You know, it's going to tell me some sort of great fortune. But I couldn't even get to him because he was locked up. But anyways, man, that's how I've been. This weather's been up and down. I'm still trying to keep up with running. Like you said, Jake, we had a gig. It went all right. It was different, you know, played without Nate. No fault of anybody's, just what happened. And I don't know, man, back at it. We're going to be doing Party at the Pines, I think on the 4th. I don't know what day it is. Party at the Pines coming up, and I think we have another gig coming up also.
Yeah. I think the 13th or the 14th, and then the day after that
14th.
is Rising River, yeah.
14th and 15th, and then it's the Crawford County Fair on the 26th. And yeah, it'll be good, man. So we'll see. We'll see what the rest of the month of August brings us. It just got into it, and we'll see. How about you, man? What's going on?
Well, so last weekend we weren't able to do the podcast because I don't remember. I was like, I left. Oh, that's right. Sunday I left, and I took my motorcycle to Mid-Ohio, which is a racetrack about 2.5 hours away. I stayed the night there, and then I rode there all day Monday, and then I got home Monday evening. I was home Tuesday, but it was pretty hectic. And then Wednesday morning, I left for Chicago, and I was in Chicago from Wednesday until Friday. And then I came back Sunday morning. I got up, sold a motorcycle, so I had to like run into town to like do fucking title shit and all this. And then the guy handed me the cash for the bike that I sold him. We did the title transfer and everything. And then I rushed home, picked up Sarah, and we ran to Sharon because I had an appointment because I was buying a new car. So I went down there, immediately handed this fistful of cash to the car dealership as part of my down payment, did all that stuff, got home. I didn't get home till probably, I don't know, 6 o'clock. And then so I was just between selling the bike and then going and buying a new car. I was just running around all day. And then after, being gone all week, and then the weekend before that going, being out of town and all this stuff. And so yesterday I did a couple things. Like I ran into town and got some keys copied and did some grocery shopping and shit. But basically just did a bunch of chores and stuff yesterday because the weather was pretty shit. But dude, it was fucking. Did you get that? When did you get home?
Sunday.
What time Sunday?
Probably around like 4.
So did you have to drive through the fucking torrential downpour?
No.
So you got home before it started, or did you even get it?
No, I don't know
Really?
anything about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, we got like fucking an inch of rain in like 20 minutes. It was crazy. And then it stopped and it didn't rain at all. And then
Yeah.
like an hour later, it was just another torrential downpour for like 20 minutes. It was so fucking bipolar. I don't know what the hell was going on. But I had to like literally, I have a bruise on my rib because it was raining so hard that my pool was going to overfill. So as soon as it stopped raining the first time, I ran out, had to hook all the hoses up so I could dump water out into the yard so that it didn't overfill. And while I'm like doing that, it was starting to rain again. So I was like rushing, and the pool shed has like one of those like barn door style latches where it's got like the rod that like goes under the clasp, you know, it like goes over and then locks into place. Well, when the door, I was pulling the door open, so the rod was coming towards me, and I went to walk and I pulled it apart, and then I went to walk into the pool shed, and when I opened it, it hit something and bounced back towards me, and literally that little rod just hit me right in the fucking ribs. So I've got like this stupid bruise on my ribs now. But yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's just been a whirlwind. Like I slept like a rock on, what day was that? Saturday night after being gone, and then I felt so bad. So my uncle, I felt so bad. My cousin was throwing a surprise birthday party for my uncle and his brother, my other cousin, on Saturday evening. And it was at 5:30. And to be fair, I wouldn't have been able to get to it anyway in time because of how long it took me to get my car and everything. Mm-hmm. But it was literally the next day when I got a text message, like a group text message that was like, "Oh, thanks everyone for coming," that I actually fucking remembered that party was even happening. So like I just felt horrible because it's like, even if I hadn't been busy, like I was busy, but even if I hadn't been busy, I probably wouldn't have showed up because I totally fucking forgot about it because I was so busy. And I just feel bad when stuff like that happens, because I did tell him I was going to go, but I ended up not being able to make it. So that kind of made me feel a little shitty. But other than that, I don't know, man. Living the dream. Dude, it's nice. I know you just went through this like last year or maybe even earlier this year. It's so nice having a new car. Dude, I haven't had a new car in over 10 years. Yeah. And it's just having a new car that like I don't feel shitty about or anything, and I'm not worried about it breaking down, and it's
the inspection's good for at least the next several years.
Yeah, it's got brand new tires, brand new brakes. It's got freaking, I picked the thing up, it's got less than 100 miles on it, brand new. Mm-hmm. And what's funny about the car that I bought is that, so I was looking at these. So I bought a Hyundai Sonata hybrid, and I'd been looking at them, and there's a Hyundai dealer in Sharon that's the closest one to me, and I've been working with this salesman trying to find me one, and the only one that they had in the trim level that I wanted had like a white, like it's not white, but it's like an almost white interior. And I'm I'm not doing a white interior, especially with like cloth seats. I'm going to fuck this thing up. So, cause I like to own my cars for a long time if I can get away with it. So by the time I'm done with this thing, it's going to look like a fucking crime scene. And, so they couldn't get one for me that was at any of their dealerships that had the black interior. So when I went to Chicago on Wednesday, I was just like, over the weekend, I was just Googling, like I was just looking around like Hyundai dealers for one that has a black interior. It turns out there was one in Menor, Ohio, which is like on the way to Chicago. Oh, yeah. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just stop there on my way to Chicago for work and test drive this car. So I go over there, test drive it. It's basically what I already test drove. It just has the right colors and everything. So I was like, oh, cool. And I asked the guy, he gives me all the numbers and everything. He sends me an email with all the numbers and shit. I told him, I was like, well, I'm going out for work, but, send me the numbers and I'm really interested. So he sends me these numbers. And then I'm like, okay. I asked him a couple questions about it. I don't remember what it was. I think it had something to do with like the way that the numbers came out, or maybe it had something to do with like the extended warranty that he was offering me. I don't remember what it was. But I asked him a few questions. Fucking no response whatsoever. So I contacted the guy that I've been working with for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks in Sharon. And I was like, well, actually, he contacted me. He's like, hey, what are you thinking about the car or whatever? I was like, look, man, I just test drove one in freaking Menor, Ohio. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll get it for you. And so he literally just got the vehicle from that dealership that I was test driving.
Yeah, they can do that.
Yeah, because I'd never done that before. And then I was just able, and I felt better about it because this guy's been helping me. I wanted to get him the sale. I didn't want to go over to this other place. So I was able to do that. And I will admit, because your car's like this too, right? It's like one big fucking screen.
Mm-hmm. I think Kia and Hyundai are the same.
Hyundai.
Corporation or
Hyundai owns Kia, so there's a lot of shared components between them. Obviously they look a little different. They try to differentiate them. Blah blah blah. But the jury, for me, the jury's still out on the screen right in front of me. Yeah. Like for my gauges and stuff. But it does look like the multimedia part of it does look very nice, and it has the Android Auto and all that crap. I mean, I'm sure you probably use Apple CarPlay or whatever it is, and it works. It works great. The one thing that is weird about it though is that Hyundais have this, or at least the cars do. They have this really fucking bizarro shifter mechanism. Like it's like another stock that comes out of the steering column. Like you've got your turn signals, you got your wipers. It's this other stock that comes out, but it's not like the old school where you like pull it and you like move it up and down. It's literally a stock with like a knob on the end, and it's got a little screen on it, and you turn the knob forward to go into drive, and you turn it back to go into reverse, and there's a button on the end that puts it in park. But it's super weird. Like I still to this day like reach to the center to try and find out how to put it into fucking neutral or park or whatever. But I'm really enjoying it, and it's got that like. Does yours have like a phone app where you can like remote start it and all that shit?
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. I think it's free for 3 years.
For 3 years, yeah. So I'm anxious to play with that.
That's great. It's awesome.
So anyway, we don't have to talk about fucking this shit anymore. We can talk about video games now. It looks like we got some listener feedback here from our boy One Black Town. I feel bad because I feel like sometimes we ask people to write in, and then they write in, and then just by coinkydink we end up missing an episode, and it takes like fucking 2 weeks to get back to them.
They get no response.
So One Black Town commented on. We were talking a couple weeks ago about how bad the smoke was in the area, and how the air quality was really bad. And he wrote to us saying the smoke in Fort Wayne, which must be around where he lives, was really bad last Thursday the 16th. The air quality index was 388, and I think the scale might only go to 500 on the chart that I saw. I think that you're right. I think the chart does go to 500. I mean, maybe there's like another, maybe it does go higher than that. But 388 is pretty fucking bad. I think that the highest it got that I saw here, the highest that I saw, it may have gotten higher than this, but I think the highest that I saw was like 315 or 320 or something like that. But it's basically like you go outside and it's like fucking, it's literally smoky out, and like you can smell it and taste it and feel it in your lungs and all that crap. It's pretty brutal. So hopefully you stayed inside and you're feeling pretty good, Mr. Black Talon. And things I think have cleared up now, which is good. I mean, I can't speak for you over there, but it seems like generally the air quality has gotten a little bit better over the last couple weeks. So hopefully,
the air quality seems fine.
Fort Wayne's what, Indiana, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, because I just drove through there going to, well, not through Fort Wayne, but through Indiana, going to Chicago, and the the weather was fine this week. So
That's
hopefully
cool.
everything
That's
is
cool.
good for you where you're at. But anyway, with that out of the way, Fred, we're going to talk about games that we're playing right now.
Mhm.
And I want to... I'll tell you what. I'm going to go first because you're playing a game that I've played. And so I want to kind of pick your brain a little bit about it. So let me go first here. I am on, I think, chapter 13 or 14 of 16 in A Plague Tale Requiem. So I'm pretty close to the end. And I'm not going to lie, man, this game's losing me a little bit. I'm just getting fucking bored with the sneaky, everything kills me in one hit if I get seen shit. Like, it's like, brother, I've been doing this for 15 hours now. Can we wrap it up here? Like, I'm still interested in the story. I'm still interested in the characters and everything. But it's the gameplay is dragging on for me. And this game isn't really too bad about it, but I've started to realize that one of the things that I really, really don't like about video games and TV shows and stuff now that I'm really starting to get annoyed with is stories that the progression of their plot is entirely based around one or multiple of the main characters being a fucking moron. Do you understand what I mean by that? Like, it's like you watch a TV show or something and the main character does something or reacts in a certain way that you're like, it is 100% obvious to anyone in this situation that if you react this way, you're a fucking idiot. And they do that, and it makes the arc go on like 5 more episodes. And I feel that way a little bit with A Plague Tale in that everything that's happening, a lot of what is going on is because of the Amicia's kind of... It's very similar to The Last of Us Part 2, where she's struggling with her rage and how to, like, manage the emotion. And it's frustrating because the way that the story is told is not that, like, it's not in a fashion where, and I felt this a similar way about The Last of Us Part 2. It's not in a fashion where you can connect with her and why she is acting the way that she is. The entire story is told through the lens of, like, everybody else being like, you're being insane, stop it. You're being insane, stop it. Everyone else is making sense. You're being insane, stop it. And she's just like, no, I'm going to be a bad guy. And I'm exaggerating. Obviously, I'm exaggerating. And I don't think that A Plague Tale is that bad in this regard. It just reminds me of this. But anyway, I'm still really enjoying it. I got to get back to it because right now, actually, starting Saturday evening, because Sarah was out of town, or Sarah was in Meadville helping out with the play at the Academy, I bought, downloaded, and started playing Halo Combat Evolved on my PlayStation, which is really fucking weird. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm so used to playing... I've played the first Halo campaign, I don't know, 4 or 5 times maybe. And I love it. It's probably, in my opinion, it's obviously one of the most, influential first-person shooters ever made. But it just holds a special place in my heart just because of what it meant, the time that I was growing up when it came out, you know, the Halo parties and all this other stuff. And so I've just enjoyed it over the years, but I've always played it with an Xbox controller. So playing it with a PS5, a DualSense, and having the button prompts on the screen and everything, it's very, very, very surreal. But it's good. I'm not sure 100% how I feel about the glow up on the game. There's something a little bit Uncanny Valley is not the right way of saying it. It's like, you know, Uncanny Valley is like something that looks almost real life. This is like Uncanny Valley if what you mean by that is that it looks almost like the original Halo. Like, it's like they were trying to make a better looking version of the original Halo, but they got some things like a little bit wonky, and so it looks a little bit goofy. The other thing is that I'm trying to play it on heroic difficulty, which a lot of people say is like the intended game difficulty, not normal. And it is fucking hard. I'm really, really struggling with it. So I might have to jump back to normal just so I can go back to enjoying myself with it. Cause I've played it a million times. I don't know that I really care too much about beating it in heroic or legendary. Like legendary, I just can't even do, but I'm not really that great of a gamer. But anywho, really enjoying it. It's really fun to play. I love some of the changes that they've made. I love that they're adding some weapons in. It seems like they've changed, or maybe it's just because I'm playing on heroic. They've changed around like when certain enemies appear and like when the first hunter shows up and like all this crap. It's very very strange. So, but anyway, Fred, tell me about this game you're playing.
Yeah, so I took your advice, Jake, so thank you. I got Ghost of Yotei. It was on sale. It's on sale. I think I got it for like $50.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I think like this game's good, man. I don't want to say I'm that far into it right now. You've played the game. Probably anyone who listens to our podcast has probably already played the game if they were interested in this game. But I will say, for lack of any other way to describe my progress, and I think the one thing about this game, real quick, I'll pause that thought, that I'm kind of, I don't want to say I'm mixed on, but something that I'm not really sure about is how to gauge my progress in the game. Because it seems really open, and like this is one of those games, kind of like in the spirit of, or rather the other way around, maybe like a game with minimal. Now you have to go here instructions, right? Like what game did Bloodborne? No, what game was like one of those From Software games where like you literally just go out and whatever you find, you find.
It's kind of like Elden Ring, but like it's a little more structured than that because they do tell you like
you got a map.
You can go here and there's this boss, or you can go here and there's that boss, or you can go here and do this. But it is very much up to you what order you kind of do certain things.
Yeah. In. So I think the way I'm playing it is that I'm just like going towards an objective, but then there's like 1,000 other campfires that I see and a bunch of other like things going on, and I can't not fight guys.
Yeah.
Like when they're like riding their horses and I'm close by and I see them maybe to like the northeast and I'm trying to go west, I go northeast and I'm like, I'm gonna go fuck these guys up. And then like I'm there and then I see a new campfire just a little further away, and before I know it, I'm way off my path.
Yeah.
So like I'm doing all these side quests. I'm finding the wolf dens. It's very much Ghost of Tsushima. I don't even know really. I haven't played Ghost of Tsushima in a while, so I can't even tell you what the differences are. Obviously the story's different. Obviously some of the weapons you probably can use are different. Throwables, all that stuff. Maybe the mini crafting system, the different. I will say a couple things about this game though early on that I enjoy. I do like that freedom. At first, I was a little leery that like I wasn't going to enjoy the open worldness of it, but it very much is a game that, despite the story arc, I feel like I can just throw my PlayStation in rest mode and I don't have to go any further. You know what I mean? I don't feel a pull to be like, I got to sit down and commit like at least an hour and a half to this. If I'm going to play this game, I got to dump an hour and a half in. Like, I don't feel that way. So I'm playing this game like 20 minutes here, 40 minutes here, just resolving one little area at a time, shutting it down, going doing my thing, which is kind of a way to attack it that is surprising to me and still fulfilling. But I guess I know that there are multiple main weapons. You get the dual katanas. You can get the regular katana, and then you can get that Yari thing, which is that big spear. The thing that I don't have, I just unlocked the Yari and trained for it, is the two like sickles, like the scorpion thing, like get over here thing. I don't have. Yeah, I don't have that yet. I know it's there, but I guess one thing that's kind of confusing for me is like I started off doing the bounties. I was like, this is kind of fun, and then I kind of got roped into like some story stuff, and then I went through this gate. I beat like a guy, got his mask, went through this gate, and now I'm like in a whole different area. So I like what they're doing with like the visuals also. Like the first area is very much green and lush. The second area is very fiery and red looking. I'm gonna presume it's probably a snowy area. I've been on top of the mountain, which I think is really cool.
Mm.
The story is like a revenge story, which I can appreciate. I think it's fun. It's a little less. I think it takes itself a little less serious in the first Ghost game
Hmm.
as far as story goes. I think that like they were trying to build like this really emotional thing with the first game.
I like
Jin
the.
Sakai.
I don't know how you feel about the main character, but I like her a lot more than Jin Sakai.
Yeah, yeah. She's kind of got that silent. Um, I can handle myself. I'm on a mission. Um, and the game gives you a little bit of agency too, where I crossed this one bridge and this guy was like, "Oh, it's going to cost you like $50 or something," and I'm like, "No, I'm not going to pay it." That was an option. The other option was like, "Okay, I'll go find the money and come back." Another option was just like, "You don't want to do this or whatever," and I was like, "No, I'm not going to fucking pay it," and I just killed him. And it's
Yeah.
like I don't feel like the game. There's a negative. Maybe there is. Maybe there's like a negative consequence of doing things like that in the game. I don't know. I don't think there is. There could be. But I mean, like, I'm not like killing a ton of innocent people, but if people get in my way and they're being dickheads, I'm just gonna cut them down. That's just how I'm playing it. Like, it's just like, because I think you're on a quest, like you're out to take out the Yotei Six or whatever, the people who killed your family, and it's a very basic revenge story. Um, I will say early on, there's a story beat that I actually just got to, which I think I probably should have ran into sooner. And I don't want to spoil this, Jake, but you run into a character where you're like, oh. I can't believe we have this thing in common,
Mm.
and it's like, huh, that's interesting. Because that would have been a cool reveal, like I think like mid to end game, finding that person, but maybe that person comes back and there's like a weaving story arc with them. I don't know, but it feels very much like you're a lone wolf in this world. You don't have a solid group of friends. Like Jin Sakai kind of had like the drunk guy and like all these other people that were just constantly like in his orbit.
Hmm.
The way I'm playing the game, I don't really feel like that. I mean, there's the bowsmith who shows up. There's the person who plays like the guitar thing that shows up. There's uh, the masters that teach you in the individual weapons when you find them. Then the wolf companion thing's kind of cool, and the RNG of that is fun. And I see like you can upgrade some stats or whatever your skill tree, so the wolf becomes more of something you can control and kind of work with. But to be honest, like it's the combat's really the fun part for me in this game. Like I enjoy fighting, I enjoy parrying, I enjoy and I didn't think I would enjoy. I remember when you were talking to me about it, how like if somebody has a certain weapon, you have to counter with the correct weapon, and I guess you don't have to. And I think you made that clear when you were playing it, but it does have benefits. You can break through their shields quicker or whatever if you're the right, But finding yourself switching between the dual katanas, the yari, all the different things, getting shot at by arrows and dodge rolling, and just trying to. Sometimes I get really swarmed and I have like four guys just coming at me, and it gets really kind of frustrating in the battles. But dude, I love this game, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm going on memory alone, but I feel like Ghost of Tsushima was more polished than Yotei. I feel like Tsushima has a little more shine and luster to it than Yotei for whatever reason. A little jank to Yotei.
Yeah, I think you're
bit.
crazy. I don't know what you're.
Really?
I don't know what you're feeling, but yeah,
Man, I don't know.
I think that Yotei is in every aspect a better game than Ghost of Tsushima, and I mean, maybe you're right. I don't know. I haven't played.
I don't mean jank being a bad game. I just mean like some of the animations and stuff, like when you're jumping, like the horse jumps like 30 feet in the air when you're riding the horse, and like it's so weird. Like things like that.
I think a lot of that is probably brought over. I mean, if anything, it's probably the same.
Dude, well,
but
you also got to realize the last game I was playing was Red Dead, where everything is like
it's
so
like
slow.
Super realistic.
So this feels like a cartoon to me in a way. And I'm like, this feels like a little... Like, I know there's a jump animation. Like, if you're trying to jump up the side of a cliff and you can't, your legs jump and they fold up underneath you. And they don't land until you come all the way down the side of the cliff, and then you kind of stand back up. Like there's things like that.
Yeah. There's some stuff like that that's not like animations that aren't like 100% of every scenario is not handled with a unique animation, and I get that, but
it's so good. It's such a fun game,
dude. The combat, once you get farther into the game and you start figuring out everything, and you find like what works for you. Mm-hmm. You really start feeling like a fucking boss, just chewing dudes up,
wrecking people.
It's so cool. I do really enjoy it. Now there are some fights that are really, really difficult. Like there's this guy. He's the one that I think teaches you the double katana thing, where it's like under the tree. You know, there's that guy that like teaches you that one move or whatever.
Yeah. He was hard.
There's a whole arc with him that ends in this like crazy duel at the end, and it is like insanely fucking hard. It's like the hardest fight in the entire game, and I ended up having to back it down to easy just for that fight, just so that I could, just because I just couldn't do it. He was so hard. But yeah,
he was.
Yeah. But I just
clip. That's a 20-second YouTube clip right
there's something about that game, just the atmosphere, the music, the way that everything looks when you're just walking around the world, that just kind of it kind of drags you in and pulls you around. And like you said, I mean, it's the nice thing about it is that there's all these little things that you can do that you constantly come across just naturally.
They're everywhere.
That you don't have to sit down and be like, okay, I'm going to do this mission. I've got to have fucking 2 hours to play. It's like, no, I just sit down, I'm riding my horse to my next objective, and it's like, I'm just going to go off and do this side quest for 15 minutes.
I'll pick up some flowers, I'll pick up some bamboo or copper.
Or I'm going to, spend my time getting the shit that I need to craft some smoke bombs or whatever the fuck that I'm doing. And sometimes you come across these fox dens, or you learn a new song on the little, like you said, I don't remember the little fucking banjo thing that you play. Name
for it. Yeah, guitar thing, sitar or whatever it is.
But like I think that stuff is all way better than it was in Ghost of Tsushima, where you're like,
I agree with
doing the fucking haikus and shit like that. That all that stuff was like, there's a million fox dens and a million haikus, and like all like there are some fox dens still, but they diversified a lot of that other stuff, and I think that it made it a much better. Like I don't remember I don't know if you remember this, but I said on the podcast before, like I played the game for probably 30 hours or 30 or more before I, maybe even 40 hours before I ever once fast traveled, because I just enjoyed just getting on the horse and just going, because it really doesn't take that long on the horse to get from one side of the map to the other, especially if you're like navigating through the flowers and getting the speed boost and all that kind of stuff. It sometimes can be a little bit frustrating though when you get to have you done any of the areas where like they'll set traps and like trip your horse and shit?
I found one trap trying to get to the dual katana guy's house. And I fell in it, and then that was the only one I've hit so far. But I haven't. I just got to the part in the map where they give you this little video vignette of two guys being like, "Oh, we're gonna catch her," and they're laying like a trip trap in the flowers.
Yeah,
but I don't know where it's at, and I don't know if that's just them, the game saying, hey, there's going to be some random shit you're going to come into, and it's just the bounty hunters trying to get you.
Yeah. It does get so rad, too, like, especially if you're into the stealth stuff and, like, really into doing the, like, all the silent kills and everything. Once you really upgrade your character and you can do, like, one of my favorite, but I'll be honest with you, one of my favorite things about the game is when you do the, there's like the standoff maneuver where you can like hold your sword, and then when they come at you, you can pull it open and attack. You can stretch that out to, I think, 3 or 4 kills.
That's
based on a
awesome.
specific armor that you have, plus like upgrading that 2 times, I think.
Yeah.
And it's just rad. You like come up to a posse and they're like, "We're gonna fucking kill you," and they just attack and you're just like, it's like freaking samurai movie. You just chopping all their
It's so
arms off
cool.
and shit. And yeah, man, it's a great game, and I'm really glad that you're playing it. Are you you're in the area now where you got the Yari? So like for the fire guy, I think that's his zone.
Yeah, but I don't even think I did a
Oni?
whole lot in that first zone. I thought I did, but then I just kind of ended up in this area, and it kind of forced me into the Yari area. And I was like, I guess I'm just here now, you know?
I think what I did, if I remember correctly, was I went to that main settlement, like in the main area, or the first area you're at, I guess. That main settlement, that little hotel like bar thing.
Yeah,
you can go there, and there's like the bounty board plus like whatever, and you just, not the bounty board, but there's like jobs and shit too. And there's the map guy, like always run the map guy until he's dry. And that basically will do that whole area, other than, you know, the stuff you got to find. But then you unlock those songs you can learn that will that will show you where like the hot springs are. It'll show you. Right. So like, I just enjoyed even like learning the songs. Like some of the songs were really cool. And so like, it's not like you're not playing the fucking instruments, like you're just pressing buttons, but like, I'm glad you're playing it, man. I really enjoyed it. And, like you talking about it makes me honestly just want to play it some more. Cause for whatever reason, I did not connect with Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, I played it, I beat it, right? I liked it, but not anywhere near to the extent that I connected with Ghost of Yotei. I don't know if it's a time and place thing. Yeah.
Dude, so I was riding the horse, and I love all the cosmetic shit, right? So like I have this right now, it's all white, but there's blood everywhere over it, right? And it's just this huge weird I don't even know armor set. And I've got like a fox skin on my hands and stuff running up my arms, and I've got this huge tuft coming off my back, and I've got a mask and this weird ass fucking hat. And I'm just sitting on the horseback, and the wind's just like, whoosh, and it's midnight, it's pitch black, and I'm just like, bang, ding. And I'm just slowly creeping through the woods like that, and I'm like, dude, like if I saw that in real life, I'd probably just kill myself.
And the wind's like blowing your fucking garments and so shit. Creepy. It's so like, dude. The game. Like, this is one of the things I was talking about on the show before. Like, the game, I don't know that I've ever played a game that is so cinematic, is almost the way that I would say it, in the way that it, like, atmospherically presents itself to you all of the time when you're playing it. Not just, like, during a cutscene, not just this vista that you come across. It's like, every second you're playing that game, when you're moving through the world, it feels like you're in a fucking movie. And it's... really cool. And I played that game, like, for that specific reason. I played that game all the way through in 30 hertz. I didn't play the 60 FPS mode because I thought the slower frame rate, like, because movies are in 24 frames, right? And I think that it helped with that experience a little bit. But yeah, man, I'm really glad you're playing it.
Did you use the camera mode at all? Did you find yourself like doing a lot of in-game pictures and stuff because of that?
Sometimes, yeah. Not like a lot, because it's like overwhelming. You could literally play with it all fucking day. But I definitely did do it like there was a few experiences where like I might be, you know, doing one of the things where she's doing a painting, like sitting under a tree that's like on a cliffside, and it's just like super beautiful. Yeah. Or like when you're on top of the mountain or something or whatever. But yeah, it's amazing. And even like the times when it's like kind of dark and dingy, it feels really cool. So I'm curious to see, like, when you get to the what is the name of the snow area? I think that guy, the Kitsune, the fox, the fox. That's the snow area. And I was worried. I did that second. So I like you. I did the Oni first, which is the fire guy, and then I went over and I did the fox,
the right side.
And I was worried that because everything else in the game was so beautiful with the grass and the fucking flowers and all this shit. I was like, am I going to get to this snow area and it's just fucking white everywhere? And it's like, it's not like, because it's hard to make that look pretty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they did a really good job with it of making it. There's like a variety of different kind of areas still even in that zone. So
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it's rad. So anyway,
one last crazy thing. I was doing this battle today, and you do have blind spots, and they did implement an ability to target lock on enemies now. It's not I guess like the normal setting or the setting that the game it told me though when I installed it, it was like if you want the ability to target lock on guys you're trying to fight, you just have to enable it. I'm leaving it off, but like, so because of that, I feel like the battles are a little more kind of hectic.
Yeah.
But I was fighting this dude, and then the bow and arrow guys that you fight, they'll just like, they'll say something, right? And then that's the cue that an arrow's coming.
Dodge roll or something.
Dodge roll or whatever. Yeah. So I had just unlocked this maneuver that you can dodge roll and then do like this heavy attack. So the guy's like, oh yeah, and he shoots, and I dodge roll. The guy shot a flaming arrow, and it shot the guy that I was in a fight with, and he just erupts into flames. And I did this special move, and I attacked the other guy to my right. And then I finished the guy off while he was on fire. He dropped the weapon, and I picked it up and chucked it at the guy who threw the bolt at me to shot. And they were all dead, and it was like a complete accident. Like I couldn't have planned that if I wanted, but I know what you mean by like you just feel like a badass sometimes. It was so perfectly orchestrated. Like it would have been cool to have saved it because it just worked out.
Dude, and the fucking armor sets in this game are so fucking cool. There are some of them that are just so cool. Yeah. So
cool. Well, we can move on. Anyways.
Yeah, man.
It's fun. I'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, it is really, really a great game. So anyway, you should play it. Anyway, that's I guess what we're playing for this week. So now we're gonna jump into the news. Frederick, do you want to lead the way since you came out with the notes today? We're gonna talk about Spider-Man coming up first here.
Yeah, so I didn't even know this movie was a thing.
Like, I didn't either. I just was talking to someone at work about it today. I was like, I didn't even know they came out with a new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, their targeted audience did not include me because I had no clue that there was a new Spider-Man movie out. And then I saw this news point. But apparently Spider-Man Brand New Day is the latest Spider-Man film. You know, this is a Sony thing now. And apparently it shattered the U.S. opening weekend record. So it earned $360 million domestically and surpassed Avengers Endgame. And it's now the biggest domestic debut ever. So I had no clue this was even a movie. So I don't know who these people are that went to go see this or how they were dialed in. I'm on YouTube all the time. And I don't have YouTube Premium or Plus. I've never seen an advertisement for this movie. I don't even know what it's about.
Yeah.
I have no clue. And I guess the only reason to bring this up is as a result of the success of this movie, the Spider-Man games on PlayStation are now just selling like hotcakes again. Like it's given them another shot of adrenaline.
Yeah.
So this franchise was such a good move for Sony. But dude, I had no clue. I liked the first two Spider-Man movies or whatever movies we had with Tom Holland, but apparently this one blows the other ones out of the water is what everybody's saying. It's not just for money wise, but the whole everything about it. They just killed it. So curious to watch it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't watch. I was just talking with a coworker about these movies today. So it's kind of interesting they were bringing up. We were looking at like a list of like a ranking of all the Marvel movies from the MCU. And I don't remember where this one sat, but I was looking at this list and I'm like, holy fuck, man. There are Marvel Cinematic Universe, just movies, not TV shows, just movies. There are 37 of them.
Dude, there's so many.
37. That's fucking insane. I've seen, I think maybe 8 of them. So, maybe 10 if I'm really giving myself credit. So it is something that I would like to kind of catch up on because I do enjoy them when I'm watching them. I'm not going to sit here and say that they're like freaking Schindler's List or something, but like they're just fun kind of movies to watch. And but it's getting so daunting at this point. It's like, bro, you're telling me I've got fucking 27 movies that I've got to catch up on? Let's say they average like 2 hours a piece. Dude, that's fucking almost 60 hours of movies that I've got to watch.
Yeah, dude, there was a time where I was trying to watch them all, and like most people, I can't do it now.
Yeah, but I'm glad to see that. I do, obviously we're going to get another Spider-Man game. We'll get a third one. I will admit that, like, Spider-Man 1 was awesome. The game was awesome. Spider-Man 2... I really enjoyed the gameplay of Spider-Man 2, but I didn't like the story nearly as much. I thought Kraven the Hunter was kind of like a meh character.
Yeah, I agree.
And the Venom thing was cool, but it wasn't like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting jaded when it comes to video game stories because they're all trying to do this like fucking crazy shit now. And I'm just like, I think that's why like I'm so attracted to things like Ghost of Yotei and Halo. Is it like Ghost of Yotei? Everything about that game that makes it good has nothing to do with the story. I mean, the story's fine, but it's amazing because of the moment-to-moment gameplay, whether it's a visual experience, an audio experience, a combat experience. It's the game itself that's good. Same thing with Halo. Like, who fucking cares what the story of Halo is? It's just fun to play. And like, I actually forgot to put it in my what we're playing section, but because I was on a road trip, I had my Steam Deck with me and I got back into playing that Gravity Circuit game. And dude, that game is just immaculate as just a 2D side-scrolling gameplay. I don't fucking care what the story is in that. And so, there is something to be said about it being good. Obviously, we love our Last of Us, we love our Uncharted's, we love our Plague Tales and things like that. But I don't know, man. I hope the next Spider-Man game when it comes out, probably corresponding with the next Spider-Man movie, which will probably almost certainly happen.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's cool. I mean, I don't know, man. Who cares? Anyway. Moving on.
I'm with you, man. We'll see. We'll see about it all. I'm sure the movie's great, but we'll see what happens with the next Spider-Man game. So, moving on, next news point, man. Shift Up, which is the developer behind Stellar Blade, responded recently to accusations that its new character they unveiled, the character's name is Evie, was AI generated, saying that Shift Up says no. She was created by our talented human artists. The controversy, though, began because the studio released an AI-assisted music video that featured the character, and a lot of fans criticized that as AI slop. So the situation just kind of highlights growing tension, Jake, in the gaming industry between this AI stuff being used as a creative tool and that it could be undermining the work of artists. I mean, it definitely is undermining the work of artists for sure. There's no question about that. But it's just an example, man, how quickly AI is a huge topic now in gaming.
I do agree that it is important that we have these discussions, but it's like one of these, AI is quickly becoming one of these things like, where not everything is the thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it's important that we talk about AI, and it's important that we know what is happening, and that we are diligent or vigilant about it. But when everybody cries fucking AI about every little fucking thing, it like dilutes the argument. And so,
yeah, right.
I feel obviously if there was like AI generated shit in this game, it would be the responsibility of Shift Up, I think, to let us know what that is. But for them to, I don't know. I guess it all boils down to this AI assisted music video, which is like whatever. But I don't know, man. I'm really looking forward to this game. I can't wait for it. I fucking loved the first Stellar Blade. And so regardless, I'll be honest with you, unless they come out and they're like, the whole fucking game was AI generated, it was like, well, then I'm probably not going to play it. But if they're just like, yo, we use some AI to make some fucking movie posters that are on like the wall in an alley in a slum somewhere, I'm like, okay, well, as long as you told me about it, I guess I'm okay with that. Honestly, I think the biggest problem with the second Stellar Blade game is the fact that the main character's name is Evie, and in the first game, the main character's name is Eve. So, what's up with that? I mean, I'm assuming that there's something in the story where they're gonna like there's some kind of relationship there that will explain why their names are so similar. But if there's not, that would be like a really bizarre thing to do for the name of your main character.
Yeah, I agree. All right, well, good chat on that. I just think that like you said, it's going to be a Boy Who Cried Wolf situation pretty soon, where if we just pollute the news with all AI, not us, but like video game industry, just all AI, like this was AI, they used this, they used generative, no, they didn't, they did this for this. Nobody's going to care eventually, you know.
Yeah, it's
just going to become accepted.
It reminds me a lot of like when all of these
crunch
people
stuff?
Well, there's the crunch thing is whatever, but like I was just thinking like from a more political perspective, not that I agree one way or another with this, but like when people call conservative members of our politics, when they call them Nazis, it's like, bro, like they're not Nazis. Like there's a big difference between, like, you're diluting the term. Like being a Nazi was something very specific. And so, you know, when you use that term, it dilutes it. So if something were to happen and there was somebody who could legitimately be associated with that type of group of person, now the term doesn't mean anything anymore. And so
you've got like a hate group of like neo-Nazis hanging out in backwoods like Venango or something, and you're like, they're a bunch of Nazis, and you're like, okay, yeah, I've heard this 1,000 times. Like, are they? But like,
but they could actually be fucking killing Jews and shit.
They're getting from like some underground sect in like, you know, Italy or something. They're getting arms deals and stuff. Like, I mean, just like, you don't want to take away the power of the words.
Right. But I mean, it is what it is. Vocab or language vocabulary, it changes meaning over time. I get it. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we can move on.
Cool. Next one, dude. Sony has responded, Jake, to the backlash over ending physical PlayStation game discs, saying that the company does understand the fans' concerns, but has seen no negative impact on its business so far. Sony says the shift towards digital is inevitable because most players are already buying games digitally, and it plans to continue moving forward with this 2028 disc-free strategy. Controversy is, this highlights the divide between the convenience and the digital future. Jake and I've already talked about 1,000 times. Game preservation, all that stuff, having control of the games that you buy. But for now, Sony seems confident that, the online outrage isn't going to translate into any kind of meaningful hit to their sales.
I'm assuming this statement was not to gamers and was probably to shareholders, because this would be such a fuck you to fucking video gamers for them to come out and be like,
the next tweet they post is just like, this doesn't, you guys are
like, you guys are just so you know, all you guys that are fucking, barking, you're completely irrelevant. So we're just gonna go ahead and continue with this, so you can shut your fucking mouth now. That's really funny. But I mean, it's not unexpected. I think that I never really believed that this was going to be something that they were going to backtrack on. It just, I mean, look at Steam. And like just this PC gaming as a whole, there's not a single freaking physical PC game ever anywhere. Now, does Sony have some work to do in terms of securing their digital ecosystem and the ownership of the digital games that you've purchased? Yeah, definitely. And I think that needs to be addressed, but let's be real. I mean, they're not wrong about digital being the future and being what 90 fucking +% of people prefer.
Right.
So it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree. Well, let's keep talking about Sony for a minute here. They now have announced they've secured enough memory supply to keep the PS5 production on track to meet their projected sales through the end of March 2027. This is, of course, despite all the ongoing global memory shortages, which are driven partly by AI demand. And the move is going to help Sony avoid major, hopefully, PS5 shortages or additional price pressure during a crucial period that includes the launch of GTA 6. So Sony is preparing to keep the PS5 momentum going late into its life cycle while managing risks or the rising hardware costs. So now, keeping in mind that some of the these expenses, I would say, are already being somewhat offset by them hiking the cost of their console over the lifespan, the price of it. So they were maybe ahead of the curve a little bit by doing like the taboo thing by making their console cost more money several times, and maybe that is helping them be able to keep the momentum because of this. So I don't know. I'm interested to see how this all plays out for them, especially when GTA 6 comes out, and how many units, consoles is GTA 6 going to help Sony sell? I'm not sure.
I mean, I'm sure it'll sell consoles. I mean, it's been pre-ordered like a gazillion times already, so who knows? But to be honest with you, like, I'm glad that they're doing this. I don't know how I feel still about them. Like, there's no way that we'll ever see this. But what I want to know is, what are their fucking margins on this console? Because it could be that their margins were, let's say, $200 per console or $100 per console. And then after all of this shit with AI and the memory crisis and all this stuff, now their margins are only $20. And so that's why they increased their console price by $100. Not because they're losing money on the console anymore, but because they're not making as much money on the console. Yeah. And so that's where I get a little bit weird about it. Not that a business isn't entitled to make money, and not that you don't have to think about the future and everything like that. But I'm starting to feel a little bit like everybody generally is increasing prices whether or not they need to, because they have the excuse that they can raise prices. And so I'm not saying that Sony's doing this. They might 100% be 100. They might be valid in doing these price hikes, but we have never in the history of ever had a console at the end of its life cost almost 50% more than it did when it launched.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. I mean, what's the PS5 what's the PS5 disc version right now? $650?
I have no idea.
And
I'll look it up.
We paid what, $500 for it when it came out? So I mean, I know the PS5 Pro is like $900 now.
I went to Walmart's website right now. Digital consoles $600. Disc is $649.
$650. Yeah. So it's crazy. I mean, I get it, but we'll just have to, I guess, deal with it.
The PS5 Pro is $900.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we'll have to see. I mean, what does that mean for the PS6? I don't know. Could be that console is $1,000, and if that's the case, it is what it is. I still think, to be fair, I still think it's a steal for $1,000 if you get as much gaming out of it as the average enthusiast does.
Well, if you're going to get
But
5 to 6 years of game, it's not going to break on you. It's got a
yeah,
quality of life to it, and you're a gamer. Then that investment, if it's $1,000 and you're going to keep that machine for 6 years,
I mean, it's like $15 a month or something. It's not,
right?
that much money, but we're getting perilously close to the point where it might be not that much more money to buy a lower mid-level gaming PC, and you can get a lot more use out of a PC than you can out of a gaming console.
Yeah,
So,
$13.88 a month.
yeah.
That's good math, Jake. You did that really fast. I'm impressed.
What did I say, 15? That's
Yeah.
pretty close. I was
Yeah.
more than a little more than $1 off. So,
$1.22 off.
but yeah, I will have to see. Grand Theft Auto, man, this is going to be crazy. I'm so excited for this game. And I'm not even really that big of a Grand Theft Auto fan. Like I have my history with it, and I do love certain, but like Grand Theft Auto 5, it didn't grab, like I didn't play 4. I didn't play
5
San Andreas.
crashed on you on the story.
I got a game-breaking bug on it, so I never finished it. I enjoyed it, but it was just like, oh, okay. And, it wasn't like whenever I played Grand Theft Auto 3 and Grand Theft Auto Vice City, like those games changed my life from a gaming perspective. And I didn't feel the same way about Grand Theft Auto 5, although I thought it was very good. Grand Theft Auto 6 looks like it has the capability of being a real just world beater in every sense of the word. And so I'm really anxious to play it. And I really hope that it doesn't have some fucking always online bullshit that makes it so that it's just going to crash at launch because there's 40 million people trying to play it. But we'll see.
Dude, what? I mean, I don't want to talk any much longer about this, but like, what if it does have a component like that? And like you said, like 40 million people tune in at midnight and they try to connect to the server, and it like shuts down like a defense system at it's some sort of military site because everything's like just connected, and it causes this major outage somehow because the release of GTA 6 somehow just screws up the infrastructure of power in the world. That'd be so funny.
Yeah, it's
going to be huge.
It's going to be absolutely bombastic. I can't wait. It's only 3 months away. So
November.
Yeah, we're getting
It's got to be here before you know it.
I know.
We're going to be playing GTA 6.
We shall see.
Nuts.
I am kind of a little bit concerned that it's going to run like dog shit on base PS5, but I'm not buying a Pro for it. So hopefully at least runs at a smooth 30. And I can get my crime on.
Yeah, that'd be good. All right, 3 more news points. Control Resonant, which is the next game for Control, appears to be much different than the first Control. Shaping up to be a much larger game, bigger game than the original. Remedy has now come out and said that the main story is going to take around 30 hours. While completionists could spend closer to 50 hours exploring everything. That's a huge jump from the first Control. The first Control took 12 to 15 hours, I think, for the main campaign. And then, so this sequel is going to feel like a full-scale action RPG experience. September is already going to be packed with big releases. We're getting the Wolverine soon. So now Control Resonant, the challenge for Remedy is going to be whether gamers like us, Jake, are going to pick this up around day 1 in September and have enough time to commit to it before games like GTA 6 come out in November.
Brother, it doesn't need to be fucking 30 hours long. I'm sorry. It does not need to be 30 hours long.
It is.
Dude, 20 hours, okay. I can jive with that, all right? But 30 hours, my dude? Like, I guarantee you that there are people like me that are not going to play this game because it's that fucking long. And you could cut 10 hours out of this fucking game How much money would you save if you just cut 10 hours off of this campaign in development costs? Make it 30 hours for the completionist, but maybe make it like 18 to 20 hours for the main story. I think literally everybody and their mother in today's gaming landscape would appreciate that. I don't know how many people are like, man, I can't wait to play Control. I really hope that game's 75 fucking hours long. I really hope so, because I don't have anything else to play right now. It's like literally nobody thinks that anymore. I get stoked when I bought Halo. Granted, it was only a $50 game. It wasn't a $70 game. But I'm absolutely jazzed that the campaign of that game is like 8 hours long. I'm so fucking amped on it. If I haven't had enough, I'll replay it. I'll get some more trophies. I'll do some other shit with it. I don't know, man. I get so tired. I get preemptively tired whenever I think about a story in a game like this taking 30 hours to beat. I mean, it's so long. That would take me over a month probably to beat, just because I just don't have the time. And there's so many other games, especially when you got, how many other games are coming out in September that are going to be bangers? Probably at least 2 or 3 more. So I don't know, man. That's a little bit of a, old man shouting at clouds kind of argument there, but yeah, I don't know how you feel about it. I know you weren't really hot on the first Control, so you're probably not all that stoked about this one to begin with.
Dude,
but
all I'm going to say, if I couldn't understand what was happening in a 12 to 15 hour version of Control with the mind fucks and all the different things happening in that game, there's no way in hell I'm going to have any clue what's happening in Control Resonant if it's 30 hours to beat and 50 hours to get everything out of it.
Yeah.
There's no way. Like, I don't know what kind of acid they're doing at Remedy, but dude, their storylines are so freaking out there and bonkers that, like, I play those games and I walk away and I'm like, oh yeah, that made a whole lot of sense. And I'll wake up the next morning and be like, I have no idea what happened. Like, when I'm in the moment, like when I played Alan Wake 2, I'm like, and beat it, I was like, dude, this game's fucking awesome. I get it 100%. And I passed out, woke up the next day, and I was trying to explain it, and I was like, I don't even know. I can't explain it. Like, but it made sense to me, but I can't regurgitate the experience because it's so confusing.
It's
and
one
meta
of those
and deep.
It's one of those things where you almost like understanding literally what's going on almost isn't even the point. It's like, do you feel like do you feel like you had a complete experience when you're done playing it?
Yeah, I guess
like,
so. Yeah,
you know what I mean? I don't know. That's a really bizarre,
not
abstract thing, but
yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's. I still don't know what Alan Wake's about. I get the gist that he's a writer and he's living in his works, and there's this other thing going on, but that's about the extent of it. And I'm just trying to, like, play through this thing. And there are moments where I'm like, whoa, dude, I think I get that. That's awesome. And then there are moments where I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And again, I get frustrated. This is a really cool setting, but I have no clue why, I'm in this room and there's all this live action video stuff showing up. Like, I don't even get it. Like, I don't even know, but it's awesome.
Dude, that one,
you're right.
That one chapter in Alan Wake 2 with
a great game.
With that one chapter in Alan Wake 2 with the song is it's like I have never experienced anything like that in my life, and it was such a cool experience. I love when video games do that. It's so rare nowadays.
Yeah, I remember. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't visualize it. But I remember being in this level where things are just like going off.
You're just like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah, I know. It's
I don't
so
even know, like,
yeah.
Like I said, I don't know what kind of drugs they're doing over there. I'm not accusing them or alleging they actually do drugs, but I don't know how else to approach that, but just to presume they're on like some next level LSD or something when they're programming their games, because it's just so wild and confusing. Anyways, let's move on to the next one, man. We did get the PlayStation Plus Essential lineup for August. Those games are out now. We would have announced them last episode, but we didn't get around to it. So the lineup is for if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, it's Dying Light 2, Stay Human, which is actually kind of rad. This is the Reloaded edition, and then Big Walk and another game called Signalis. The biggest game, obviously, being Dying Light 2. This is that open world zombie survival game that people have come to grow and love. And Big Walk is like this weird co-op adventure game from the people who made Untitled Goose. And from what I understand, now that it's on PS Plus, it's getting a lot more attention and people are loving this game. And Signalis is a retro style survival horror game. And I haven't seen anything really about that, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty strong month for these games and for variety. So what do you think, Jake, about these three games? I'm interested in Signalis.
I'm interested in Signalis too, and actually I am interested a little bit in Dying Light as well, because I loved the first game, but there were so many issues with the second game when it launched that it just kind of fell off my radar or whatever. And then they came out with that recently. They came out with that Dying Light the Beast or whatever, which is... I know was kind of like, some people liked it, some people didn't. It was like more of a continuation of, I think, the first game. And so I don't know. But yeah, I think it's a decent month for sure.
Yeah, Signalis is set in like this sci-fi dystopian universe. And
right.
It's kind of interesting looking. But anyways, last and not least, Jake, that game Fable, the reboot that Microsoft has been working on, apparently there's some budget concerns that were addressed. There were some sources claiming that development has gone uncomfortably over their original budget for Fable, and that game has already had a lengthy development cycle and was delayed to February now of 2027. To avoid competing with Grand Theft Auto 6, presumably. And then the big question now is whether that investment is going to pay off, because Fable is going to be launching on both Xbox and PS5, and it's going to need a lot of sales to justify development. So there are fans of Fable. There are people who don't care about Fable. I mean, I'm kind of in the group. It's like, I'm interested, but I'm just saying this ain't a day one for me, this game. And if Grand Theft Auto 6 is the mecca of gaming that everyone wants it to be, I'm not sure that February of 2027 is even safe for them. It's only like 4 months after GTA 6 comes out. I don't think people's attention spans are that short with a game like GTA 6, unless GTA 6 just bombs.
Yeah, well... I mean, 4 months at that point, it's like it's either gonna help or it's not. I mean, it's like you can't wait forever. Yeah. Like games got to come out, right? And so, I think that said, I don't know that part of it's really that big of a deal. I'm excited for it. I played the first Fable on Xbox and I really enjoyed it, but this game has been in development for like eons. I do not understand how it's taken so long to develop this game. I know that it's being made by the Forza developers, and they're historically a car studio, and they're working off of their Forza engine and all this stuff, but it looks really good. And like I said, I really enjoyed, especially like the choice and consequence and the good evil kind of shit in Fable. So, and this game looks really technical in the way that like everybody in the game kind of remembers you and stuff. And so like I don't know, I'm excited for it, but we'll have to see when it comes out if it was worth the wait. And I'm almost 100% certain that they're gonna be lucky to break even on this game, unless it comes out and it's like a smash hit. I can't imagine that they're gonna be literally rolling in profits off of this game for how fucking long it's been under the knife. So yeah, we'll have to see, but I am excited for it for sure.
Cool. Well, we'll just have to wait and see next year in February when this game releases, or if it gets pushed out or something. I mean, the writing's not, you know, I don't know. It's not solidified yet, so it's not signed and delivered at this point. Let's get into games coming out. Busy week. We have quite a few games. I'm just going to rattle through these real quick. Beast of Reincarnation, August 4th. Action RPG, post-apocalyptic Japan. Big Walk, we've talked about this. Co-op adventure game focused on teamwork. That's weird that it says it's coming out the 4th, but it was getting a lot of really good praise. So I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something on my reporting end. I don't know when that game actually released. It says it's coming out on the 4th. It's not the 4th yet, but I saw articles about how the game is being enjoyed by a lot of people. So I don't understand that, dude. Kinseed. This is a life simulator, August 4th. Metamorphosis, which is a chess-inspired puzzle game. Feudal Baron, King's Land, a medieval city building strategy game. It's kind of like a Sim City, but medieval days. Grizzy and the Lemmings, Crazy Party, August 6th, which is a party game, just mini games and stuff. MAI, Child of Ages, Storms of Time. This is an adventure game continuing a character story. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, clearly the big one here, August 6th, 4vs4 tag team fighting game. We know this one. Parkasaurus Dino-Lux Edition, August 6th, Dinosaur Theme Park Management. Yellow Creek Stories, The Cabin Watcher, which is a survival horror game where you hide from a killer that reacts to sound and movement. Big Walk, PS Plus, August 4th, cooperative exploration game included with PS Plus. And then Dying Light 2. Oh, then these are the essential games coming out. So we're going to disregard those ones. I doubled up on those. So what'd you find out about a Big Walk? Did you find anything out about that? Did you look into that?
What was I supposed to look up? I don't remember.
When does the Big Walk actually release?
I think it releases the day it comes out on PS Plus.
And how am I seeing that people are really loving this game?
They might have maybe the preview builds or something.
Reviewers or something?
Review builds, right. Yeah.
Most likely. All right. I guess that just threw me off a little bit.
But
cool.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. I had no idea that Beast of Reincarnation game was coming out this week. That's the game that is being made by the Pokemon studio, but it's like a post-apocalyptic like chick with a sword and a big ass dog fucking fighting bad guys kind of game, and it looks really cool. So where it's like she's got these like flower powers and shit.
I'm looking at it now. Yeah,
it looks great. So I had no idea that was coming out. So obviously I just bought Halo, so I'm not really anxious to jump right on it tomorrow. But I definitely got my eyes on this one. Especially I'm going to look and see how it reviews. So but yeah, and obviously Marvel Tokon is going to be fucking huge. Mm-hmm. But other than that, everything else here, I guess Big Walk is probably going to be interesting. But I don't really know much about the rest of this stuff. So. We shall see. So anyway, that's our show today, Fred. We've been going for about an hour and a half here.
Jeez.
And so it's been, I don't know, a couple weeks in the making. So I apologize to the listeners who were anxiously refreshing their feeds on last Wednesday or whenever, trying to get their PSTIA fix. Even though I know none of you exist, I hope that you do. And we should be back next weekend, no problem. I don't think that there's anything going on that would prevent us from doing that. So until then, Fred, do you have anything else that you want to discuss? I'm going to go eat some dinner at some point.
Dude, nothing. Yeah, nothing that's going to take a long time. I just want to let the listeners know, if you're interested in my music projects, I did an interview on a radio show in Jamestown, New York. It was an hour-long interview with this guy named Anthony Merchant. He has an actual, hand of God swear, regular radio show. He is the manager of the radio station 107.9 in Jamestown, New York, and he has a alternative show. It's an hour every week called the Power Chord Hour. And he's interviewed people from like the President of the United States of America. He's talked to C.J. Ramone. He's talked to the lady from Heart.
Yeah.
He's talked to dudes from Texas Is the Reason and a bunch, Guided by Voices, just a bunch. Dude, he's just down to talk, and I got an invite to be on his show. He does have a podcast. It's called the Power Chord Hour. Thought it was supposed to air this Monday. I'm recording this on Monday. I don't see it available right now, but I did an hour with him, and if anyone's curious to hear us talk shop about music and the scene that I come from and all that stuff and my current exploits, go give him a subscribe. Check it out. That was really, really cool, and what a pleasure to be on a show that has a long line of like just some lineage. You know what I mean? Like, dudes talk to some legit people, so it's cool to be a part of.
I did see that they were posting some clips from it.
Mm-hmm.
On Facebook and stuff. So I saw, I think it was the clip where you were talking about Brandon's barn or whatever.
Oh yeah. The drummer for Signal Home had a place. I'll let you listen to it on thing. But long story short, he had shows there every once in a while. It was called the Shack. We called it the Shack, and I think that was what we called it. I might have misspoke. My memory serves me correct. It was called the Shack. Part of me thought it might have been called the Barn, but I think they called it the Shack. But they had shows there, and it was at his parents' place, and he would throw just punk shows there. And it was a school night, and he got a call from someone he didn't know. We had a great reputation of throwing great shows in this area, and this is before the Alkaline Trio got big. And as it turns out, it was someone trying to get them a show at the Shack on a school night, and Brandon turned it down because it was a school night. And it was like, dude, we would have totally been able to hang out and check out the trio at this place. We would have been probably in, oh gosh, I don't know, early high school at the time, or maybe towards the end of high school, 11th, 12th grade or something. Would have totally saw those guys before they blew up, and who knows what kind of friendship we could have had with them because of that. But it didn't happen, But there's a lot of crazy stories like that. I've got tons of them, but I did talk about that on the show. That's so funny. But yeah, tune into that if you can. It's a good interview, I think.
All right, cool. Well, with that out of the way, Fred, I think we're done for today. This Monday evening of August 3rd. I can't believe it's August already. That's crazy. Crazy. So with that said, we're going to end the show here. Like Outlast, Odin Sphere, brother, Life Thrasher, and Observer System Redux. P.S. This is awesome.
Dude, that's hilarious.